Hi, I'm Dr. Mukesh Gupta from Lenest, Malad, Mumbai. What is it that triggers us to be angry? And how can we avoid getting triggered to be angry? Is what we're going to discuss in this video. Well, for those who have missed the earlier videos, we primarily, for ease of convenience, divide the anger into three stages. First is before anger, during anger, and post anger. When we subdivide the anger phase into three phases, the first is the trigger, which makes you angry, the reaction or response to this trigger, and then the cascade of one after the other, which actually leads to the main anger component perceived by most. So let us try to focus on the first thing, which is a start or which heralds the anger, and that is the trigger. Now, our common perception is that I don't get angry. Someone makes me angry, or something makes me angry. Their behavior makes me angry. They did this, hence I got angry. This is all excuses. Let's accept it. Nothing in the world, no one in the world can make us angry or angry. It is we or I, me, myself who chooses to be angry. Right? Let me make it simple. So when we talk about these triggers, actually these triggers are coming because of our poor acceptance of that particular thing. Our argument that if somebody does something wrong, it is obviously going to make me angry. The question is there something which is right or wrong? It is our perception of someone doing something or a situation which is not to our liking or not to our expectation. If something is not to our liking or not to our expectation, it makes us feel that it is wrong. Whereas the other person may perceive it as per their convenience as right. So most of the time our anger is actually directed to a situation which is happening beyond our control and also not to our liking. So we fail to forget that it is our preset notions or our pre-decided perception of that particular person or that particular situation or that particular thing. And that is what is triggering us to be angry. Sometimes it is just our urge to respond to that situation. Actually, that situation doesn't demand us to behave or respond as an angry person, but it is we who have chosen purely out of jealousy or envy or maybe just revenge that we choose to respond to a person's behavior or action, which leads us to be angry. So how do we try to understand this concept of preventing these triggers, and how do we become smart enough to not let these triggers actually cause us to be angry? The classic example is our ability to accept things at face value, ability to accept people's shortcomings at face value, and also our ability to accept people are going to behave in different way and we can't keep on correcting everyone or keep on changing everyone. Now if we are able to do that, then we will be able to accept their tone, their pitch. Sometimes it is not what they have done which is wrong, but it is the person who is doing it is not to our liking, and that's why we get irritated. Sometimes even before that person has actually spoken or said something or done something, we get angry. Sometimes we claim that it is a trigger, but actually what they were saying was right, but we don't want to accept anything from them, and hence we perceive it to be a trigger. So all these factors which we claim is triggering our anger is actually our weaknesses of not being able to accept people, situations, and outcomes. So, in short, to summarize, if we decide that nothing in this world can actually stimulate the emotion which is my emotion, stimulate the reaction which is my reaction, then we'll never get angry. Classic example, if you are in a good mood and you're going out, for example, for a lovely movie with your partner or an outing for a dinner, and somebody just kind of comes in the way and brushes your car and goes, and you're really late and reaching, and you'll say, okay, never mind, I'll take care of it and I'll go to the insurance and not bother. But imagine the same situation, the same kind of situation happens when you're really angry and you're pissed off with your office or work or your children or your family or your partner, and you walk down because you just want to get out of the situation, and you're sitting in the car and somebody brushes the car and goes. That person has had it. So it is the same trigger which has given two different responses. Can we blame the trigger? No, it is our response to that trigger. So once we are able to identify and understand these multiple triggers, we can try to make ourselves understand that no, this trigger doesn't have the ability to make me, a super cool person, angry. And that in itself will solve your problem. You can also make a list of potential triggers, and whenever that trigger happens, tell yourself only one thing. I can handle this. I can take care of this. Or in simple words, this too shall pass. Thank you very much.